Give him for Waterworld, but
Oh,
whatever.
Costner.
There's nothing to forgive because it is totally badass.
I forgave you. Forgave you for Waterworld.
I think I had a VHS of that, like, back in the day.
Yeah, I still have mine. I also have the DVD and some other things.
And the poster and the action figures.
Figures. And the little boat that you could put in, like, the bathtub with you.
Toy
I
and
boat.
want that. I
Just
wish
be
I had
fine.
that. That would have been amazing.
This little Waterworld.
I would take baths for that. Like, I hate the principle
Wait,
of
wait,
baths.
wait. So you don't
bath.
bath now?
I hope
I
you
take
mean you
showers.
do take showers.
We
But
grew up.
Yeah, see, like, taking a
baths.
bath is like washing yourself with your own filth. So
That's
it's
kinda
disgusting.
true. Showers
Got
are-
into that.
So shower, I'm
But I just
fine
like that
with.
line. I would take baths for that. Because unless you understand the context, you won't know.
I now know the
Exactly
That's
title
epic.
of this episode. I will take a bath for that.
Yes, yes. That or just the tip.
That's going
one
on
of the
Twitter,
two.
man. It's going on Twitter, tagging you.
He's doing it right now.
Do it. Do it. Bring on the internet fames. I don't care if it's for bad
And
reasons.
I won't do it. Cat might, but I won't do it.
Totally, I'm doing it right now.
People of the water world tonight. We love this movie.
If I
I
can
like how
spell
everyone
purple
in the
right.
chat is just like, oh, Waterworld. Oh, cars in the Waterworld.
Yeah, that's right. That's me. Sorry, guys. That's that. It's water
All
world.
right, whose turn is it now?
We did anime. We did my movie thing. So, games? You ready to
Okay.
games?
Games. Games are fun. What games you been playing lately?
Well, we already kind of said that. But I'm trying to look at
No more.
First
always-
off, new Humble Bundle released. It's the Humble
yeah.
Indie Bundle 13, and if you know anything about that, the indie bundles, when they're called Humble Indie Bundles, they usually have a lot of good stuff. So here's what you get. First of all, they have there's a free game, which is Teleglitch Die More Edition. I've never played that, but I've heard it's good. That's free. You just give them your email, and it gives you the Steam key. But for the main thing, it's the Humble Indie Bundle 13. The main three games where as long as you pay anything, or if you pay at least $1 for the Steam keys, if you want it on Steam, you get Ollie Ollie, which is that little arcade skateboarding game, Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet, I've heard a lot about that, and Tower of Guns, which is a first-person shooter. That's the main one. Of those, if you pay more than the average, right now the average is $6.52, so that's still pretty low. If you pay more than the average, you get those first three games, and you also get Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. You get Jazz Punk, which is a really weird game. You get 4 copies of Risk of Rain, which is a big multiplayer game. And they said more games are coming, which means that they're going to add more. If you pay $12 or more, you get all those games, and you also get Shadowrun Returns. And if you pay $65 or more, you get like a hoodie and stickers and a cassette tape with the soundtracks. If you really want to pay all that. If you buy Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet, Tower of Guns, or Risk of Rain, you also get the soundtracks with the game. So that's pretty good. That's a good amount of games. I've played Ollie Ollie on the Vita, and it's really addictive. It's a skateboarding game, but it's not like Tony Hawk. It's sort of like side-scrolling, and it's really fun. It's kind of more arcade style. It's about racking up good points, and I like that. I know it recently came out on PC. Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet is a Metroidvania game and a really interesting art style. I haven't played Tower of Guns. I haven't played A Machine for Pigs, and we were kind of talking about that earlier, and it's not necessarily scary, at least not in the same way as Amnesia. I haven't played Jazz Punk, but I hear it's super, super, super weird. Like, it makes no sense. Risk of Rain I actually already own, but haven't played because it was like $1 on Steam one. I'm like, it's Steam. And Shadowrun Returns would be more something for Jeremy to talk about. So,
Dude, what?
Cat's
I-
face
What?
right now.
I posted a little boat from Waterworld that you can play with your bathtub, and then David, I'll take Bath for that. YouTube marketing has retweeted and favorited that tweet.
YouTube loves
Why?
Waterworld. Yes. You can't take it away from me. Yes.
Every time we try to get him away from that, something like
YouTube,
that happens.
This is
Can't
your fault.
do it.
This is your fault.
YouTube marketing.
Every
What?
Hey
time I mention
YouTube, do you
Waterworld,
think
something
you could
awesome
maybe
happens.
give us some money and we might be able to talk more about Waterworld?
Sell out.
Nah.
They totally just favorited that
Going
tweet.
for liking Waterworld.
What?
You're just wait. I can get money for this.
Yeah, really.
I liked it
If I
before
get
it was
paid
cool.
for talking about Waterworld, I'll talk about Waterworld all you want.
They're a shitty video game for
I
Waterworld.
put bathtube, not bathtub.
Oh, that's why it's a bot account. That's
Your
why.
hopes are dashed, Garth.
That's
Well,
like
I still believe.
anytime you mention
I still
Smash
believe.
Brothers, I always get retweeted by the Reddit Smash Bros. Or if I mention Goombas from Mario, I get retweeted by Goombot. It's just those automatic Twitter things where they detect words and they automatically retweet them.
I have a dream. Everybody loves Waterworld.
Well, that's not going to happen. Keep dreaming, man. There's always going to be me to just ruin your dream.
Because it did, like the only thing I
Just to
think
stop all over it.
has been done with Waterworld. I think there was like a Universal, like Studios, like show that they put on. Like they had
Yeah, it
like
I
wasn't
think
very
they
good.
did. I do
they
think
had
they
like
did.
a nautical like stunt boat type show.
They also made that
As-
Virtual Boy game based on
As a
Waterworld,
fan
That's
of
the shitty game I was
Waterworld, we
thinking
saw
where the
the
water
Australian
is
version of
like
that thing.
nothing.
Not what
Because if
good.
they made it red, it would be Blood World, as the angry video game nerd said.
See, if you like, Garth, if you went out onto the water in just like a boat, you wouldn't come back because it's Australian waters.
I'm
wouldn't
sorry,
work for
but a
you.
pirate would be born. You'd never see me again because I would be sailing them seas,
We'll
being
give you, like-
badass.
We'll give you like an AC4 flag and just let you go.
Yeah, absolutely. If you see me play that game, no one would survive. Jeez. One man, I'll take them ships.
Okay, let's see. As far as big releases that have come out right now, I already talked about Bayonetta 2. Definitely go out and get that. Sunset Overdrive came out for the Xbox One. Been getting pretty good reviews overall. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. As far as the games available for it, the Xbox One is having a better year than the PlayStation 4. I know
Really?
that's weird to say.
It is
But
weird
here's-
to say.
It's because neither of those consoles really have any quality exclusives for it. Sony has Infamous Second Son and Drive Club. Drive Club is broken. Everyone I know who's played Drive Club says that this is an incomplete game, and the servers don't work. And for a game that focuses that much on online play, that's kind of a problem. The Xbox One has Titanfall, which you can get on PC. What else does it have? As you can tell, neither has much. But then you get Sunset Overdrive, which is Insomniac, who made Ratchet and Clank, Resistance, and Spyro the Dragon. Insomniac know what they're doing, and I think that this is something that I absolutely adore about Insomniac and Sunset Overdrive in general. Is in all of the there's a trailer where it opens up and it's like Call of Duty. You see people dressed like soldiers and they're taking cover behind a box in this dark gray room. And then all of a sudden, the door is busted down by this punk-haired skateboarder dressed in all this colorful clothing. And it's basically just making fun of all this generic military shooter stuff. And there's this one meme that someone took from a trailer of Sunset Overdrive where the guy says, "It's a fucking video game." Basically saying, let's stop being realistic. Let's just have some freaking fun for once. And I love that because I'm tired of realism. Realism in games is boring. If you wanted to see realism, go outside. I play video games to do stuff that I can't do in real life. So. But I think that, I mean, if you have to buy a console this year, buy a Wii U. it at least has its own thing, its own game library. You got Bayonetta 2, you got Smash Bros coming out, you got Mario Kart, you got Hyrule Warriors, you got I just now had my review of the game Stealth Inc. 2 for the Wii U released today, and it's great. So the Wii U has exclusives, and you can only get those on Wii U. So you gotta do that. It's just if you the games that are also on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are also on PC. That's the problem with using multi-platform games to justify your games purchase, because if you get the PlayStation 4 and you have the thing with all the multiplayer games for the multi-platform games, why would you get an Xbox One? Because then the only things that are judging your purchase for the Xbox One is exclusives. So
Oh,
it's
that's
just
always the thing with consoles, really, is exclusives.
exactly. That's the thing, and that's what I always try to tell people. And it's not just games, but services. Like PlayStation Now is broken, but if it worked, it would be a good point to buy a PlayStation 4. So it's just been a really lackluster year for that kind of stuff. The games that have been doing really well are the games that not very many people hyped up, like Wolfenstein: The New Order, just those games that flew under the radar, and that people are like, "Hey, this is really good." Destiny tanked. I mean, it sold well, but it didn't live up to the hype. You could say
Well,
that Titanfall didn't live up to
there's
the
an
hype.
argument that can be made
There
on
is.
Destiny, because
Oh yeah.
most of the people that are like, "Oh, this game is dumb. Fuck this game," they're the ones that play it for 12 hours a day.
That's
No,
true.
no,
That is very
really,
true,
because
Josh.
like I've seen so many people complain, and then they go play it some more. There's not really that much content. It's a lot of grinding, but for people who like that kind of stuff, they are actually hooked. There's no more selling to be done with it because they have the hooks in them now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I'm
Forever.
not like a fan of MMOE stuff as much anymore, but from everything I'm hearing, people are either completely divided on it. Either they didn't like the game at all, or they're big fans of it. And even if they
think
didn't
that-
like the game, they keep playing it.
I think the people that are most disappointed with Destiny are the people who didn't expect it to be like an MMO. They didn't expect the grinding.
How could you not?
Yeah, really. Wasn't it advertised kind of? They just wanted Halo. That's really what they want.
I have to say though,
It plays a lot like Halo story-wise too, but
Halo plus Borderlands equals Destiny.
No.
Yeah.
What game it plays the most like after watching so many Let's Plays of it? Warframe.
Oh,
Somewhat. I mean,
similar, I
that.
guess.
but Warframe
Of
is
the
very
whole-
much third person, has a very in-depth melee system, and now I believe with the
Oh,
new
yeah.
thing that came out, you can fly around and shit,
Yep.
like out in space.
Yeah, but to play Warframe, you were essentially grinding Warframes. Like, that's the
Yeah.
whole premise of the game.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, it is.
that's all it was. It's why I quit playing. I was like, you want me to continue to sit here and grind the same dungeon over and over and over and over and over again for a piece of a Warframe? Not even the full Warframe? A piece of the same
Yeah.
Warframe? No.
Yeah. A blueprint for the piece of that one
Right.
frame.
I'm like, no, I'm done. Nope,
Yeah.
sorry.
This is
No.
not a map. This is a picture. But that's coming from the most hardcore MMOE of all of us here, I think. So that's a thing.
Are you playing Cookie Clicker?
what?
Alex?
No.
are you playing
No, I was typing up a tweet for my review that I just got out. Like,
No, I hear
now.
clicking. Like someone's clicking a mouse.
I was using my
Carthel,
mouse.
are
like
you
this.
clicking?
Yeah, I'm clicker.
What are you clicking?
Don't
Are
you
you
want
playing-
to know?
Are you playing Clicker Heroes?
Clicker.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, that.
Are you really?
Yeah, someone showed it to me last night. I'm like, okay, I'll see what happens.
That's all.
I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm just clicking. This is the best thing
Oh
ever.
my god. You're seriously playing Clicker Heroes?
No.
Are you really doing that?
Because now you don't know.
No, I don't. Or do I?
And he disappears.
Do you? Don't you? Who knows?
Get your camera back so we can monitor you.
It's back. It's fine.
So we can monitor you.
I've got to do something with my multiple screens. Maybe. Who knows?
I'm like, seriously, I'm hearing this clicking, and I'm like, it's quick enough that it's a game of some sort. It's not someone
It could be
scrolling through
RuneScape.
something.
I'm just saying.
It is a game.
I'm like, are you
I
playing?
don't know.
I was like, maybe he's playing League of Legends, like right now. But there's no
That's
like
also something I
effort.
could be doing.
There's no effort
Oh.
coming from your face right now,
Love
so
how
it's
Every
gonna be
time I
late.
play League of
about this.
Legends, I don't have effort. I sit there just going, everything dies. When in reality, I'm the one dying, trying to save my friends, and I'm not supposed
Yeah.
to try to save. Supposed to be
That's
killing
right,
things,
no,
but whatever.
yeah.
That's why I don't play it.
Continue with your clicker heroes. It's okay.
You go do that. Go
Who
do
says
that.
I'm not
We
already
won't
clicking?
judge.
Jeez. You don't know what's happening.
What level are
I mean,
you?
like, I don't know. I haven't looked at the screen in like 40 minutes. It's clicking. I press numbers every now and then. It's fine.
So what else for games? Oh, I was gonna say I just started Evil Within today,
That's,
which
Shibu Shofu is saying not to click clicker heroes.
Yeah, don't do it.
No.
Don't do it, man.
The thing with the Evil Within got a lot of mixed
it's
reception.
mixed.
Some
Yeah, it's
some
very
people
much
like,
an anime. It's very much a horror anime.
It's a yeah. I from what I
It's
can
very
gather, is that,
Japanese.
like the review for Hardcore Gamer, I didn't review it. I think it was my boss who reviewed it. But a lot of other places didn't like it. Some people loved it. Some people didn't. A lot of people said it's a lot like Resident Evil 4, which interests me.
Resident
'cause I
Evil
love
4
Resident Evil
plus Silent Hill, really.
They say the story is terrible. It reminds us a lot of those sort of PS2 era horror games like Clock Tower or
Didn't
Haunting
those-
Ground.
Didn't like at least Clock Tower kind of like revolutionize the horror genre? Like it was a big name.
Oh no, I've never played
Give
it.
or take. I mean, there were a lot of sort of PS2 era horror games that didn't quite get off the ground. Like Haunting Ground was definitely one.
I never
But
played
it's-
that.
Well, I don't blame you. It's not the most well known. I think it was a Capcom one. But Evil Within, it's Mikami is the guy who did Resident Evil, and I still want to play it. I've heard that the story is terrible. Like, I don't even know if it's intentionally terrible, but just I know a lot of people have been condemning the voice acting and the letter boxing and all that.
You
but I
can
wanna
get rid of that, by the way, just by
You
like,
can?
changing one thing in a file. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, I heard about that, which is good because if I get it on PC, I'm going to change it because everyone says it's terrible. But between the Evil Within, for what it's worth, it was okay. I mean, if you judge the average, between games like Alien Isolation,
It's not as scary as Alien Isolation.
oh,
I'll
clearly,
say
it's
that
just
right now.
we're starting to see AAA games really reclaim the horror thing again. Because
Uh-huh.
lately it was all the indies that did it. We had Outlast, we had Amnesia. They were doing it, and now everyone's like, okay, I'm tired of holding my camera phone up as a light and getting jump scared all the time. People are tired of that. So then we
It's been
have
done a million times.
So then we have PT, which is Hideo Kojima's work with
Watching
Del
two
Toro.
best friends play of that, which I think wasn't two best friends. It was
Game Grumps.
no,
Because-
it was the voices of two best friends play because it was Krillin and someone else.
Oh,
No,
it
two
was
best
Baldies.
Saiyans.
It was Baldies because it was Krillin and Nappa.
Yep.
It was
Mhm.
hilarious.
The thing with PT is that right now the best friends play people are doing their shitstorm scariness, which they do every year, where they just play horror games
Mhm.
all. And I'm pretty sure they're going to play PT at the end. They're either going to play that or they're going to play the Evil Within. So right now there are some indie horror games coming out soon, like Outlast 2 just got announced. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 got community voted
Yeah,
on
they did.
Greenlight. I actually kind of broke that story, and I'm proud of it because like no one else discovered. It was actually my friend Evan who I was talking to earlier, and he posted the trailer for me on Five Nights at Freddy 2. Now, I hate Five Nights at Freddy because I think jump scares are cheap and dumb and no one likes them, yet I see a bunch of people getting famous from them on YouTube.
See, it was an interesting idea for a little game. And if it's in the small level, it's kind of cool for being one little game. If you played it once, it just got so popular out of nowhere, mostly because of YouTube stuff.
The thing that was, I think Brutal Moose on YouTube said it the best. You can judge Five Nights at Freddy simply by what you've heard on YouTube.
Yeah.
There really isn't anything much else to it. And then he decided to show us all of the porn of the characters. Thankfully, he censored it. But I'm like, did I really need to see that? I don't want to see these
Apparently.
I don't want you Rule 34ing those characters, please. I would like you not to do that. But really Five Nights at Freddy's 2, first of all of the characters have more teeth. They have like 2 sets of teeth, these characters. I don't know why they did that.
All the better to eat you with?
Yeah.
Why not? Let's go with that.
Now you also have, and this is something that Scott Ramsomere, the guy who makes VG Cats, actually called in one of his comics. You now have a mask that you wear that disguises you as one of these animals.
Yeah, I don't know how this game is going to work.
Now the thing with that is that, you know, he in the comic, it was basically he made a Five Nights at Freddy comic, basically remarking of all of the logical flaws in this setting. Like, why, if we're low on power, why is the fan and all the lights on all the time? Why don't we guard from the outside if these things are going to attack us?
The best thing I've seen in regards to that was a bunch of people played a Gmod of Five Nights at Freddy's where you could run around, and it was a disaster.
I need to look at that.
It's kind of funny.
So now you have this mask, and the big deal is that there are no doors in your room now. You are completely vulnerable all the time. As long as you wear the mask, they won't get you. But that means that
there's got to be a reason to not wear the mask.
If you switch back into the security room camera and you don't have your mask on, there could be something right there in front of you and just attack you. Now,
more jump scares.
It does. I mean, the guy who made this game, who made the original Five Nights at Freddy, it is an interesting idea, and the gameplay mechanic is an interesting one. But jump scares suck. I mean, you could do more with this setting, and I'm thinking
get some people, I guess, but if they like it, they like it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll make you famous on YouTube, I guess. Outlast 2 got confirmed by the developer in an interview at bloodydisgusting.com. They did say that they wanted to go away from the asylum setting. They wanted to try something a little bit different, and that's cool.
So we got now a hospital?
Well, we don't know yet. They said it's going to take a while because there's a small team, but maybe. Because what's a good horror game without a hospital stage?
I know, right? Like,
what else? So
Evil Within opens. Everyone has seen the trailer.
Yeah, it's just we're seeing survival horror actually. You know, you're excited about a AAA horror game again, and I think that that's something we haven't felt ever since we saw this Michael Bay action in the Resident Evil series.
Oh, it killed it for me. Killed it for me.
It's like, I don't want to see all these explosions. I want to be scared.
And the martial arts. Out of nowhere, this crazy, like, shit that should be in Ruby. Like, Leon freaking pulls his, like, Kung Fu Jet Li card out. Out of nowhere.
I think that Resident Evil 4 went, like, the knife fight. That was tense, and I think that had a place.
Yeah.
I think that was good. Resident Evil 4 was where you could see the action coming. And a lot of people hate Resident Evil 4 because of that. They're like, I want the old camera angles. It's scarier that way.
4 wasn't
And I can understand that.
It tried to do a new thing, and it didn't really do too bad at doing a new thing. But it wasn't the old Resident Evil everyone knew.
It is where a lot of people just thought...
Yep.
It is where it started. It's where all the action thing. Resident Evil 5... was a terrible Resident Evil game and a decent action game, and Resident Evil 6 everyone hated, and I don't blame them. So we got like Resident Evil Revelations 2 coming out. I don't know much about that. But we do have Silent Hills, which is the Kojima Del Toro collaboration for Silent Hill.
That's a long way coming, though, isn't it?
I know, that's in 2015, but... Wait, 2016?
How many superhero movies will we have had by then? Like 6?
Yeah. But I just think that you know, since it's Halloween and everyone's kind of got survival horror on the mind, you know, survival horror is making a comeback, and I'm really excited to hear that because we've been so jaded on all this indie stuff. These people making these cheap jump scare indie games that aren't good, and now we're finally starting to get some substance back, and I think that's good. So,
Yay, actual horror.
and especially since we're kind of on the idea of virtual reality right now. That
Oh my
seems
god.
like
If you
like-
played Alien Isolation with an
I'm too
Oculus
scared
Rift,
to do that with
people
Oculus Rift.
would actually die.
They would.
mean,
now
I-
I
I-
have to
it'd
do
be Sword Art Online all over again. Just don't do it.
it.
Like
now,
that
now I
would be
kind of want to
scary as
borrow my
shit.
mate's Oculus and be
Sony
like, let's
needs
go.
to sell Silent Hills with Morpheus. People would buy it for that. It's a big name game. It has a following, and it's the perfect way to demonstrate their VR helmet. Why not? What do they got to lose? At least make it optional. I think because people have already crapped out over PT already. So as long as they have their, you know, like disclaimer, this is
Things
very
like
scary.
Morpheus and Oculus would actually do well with those shitty jump scare things because it's going to be like right
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't want a jump scare game with the VR. I know that they've
I'm
already
just
made.
saying that it would work.
Yeah, I mean, the VR is the logical extension of
Yeah.
immersion, which is what any
A lot of good
survival horror game needs to
first-person
make you
games.
do.
See, that's actually the biggest thing I'm noting from going from Alien Isolation to Evil Within. You lose a lot going from first to third person. Like
That's
you
true.
can see yourself, but you're not as into it before. Like I played Isolation like this. Like oh, it was crazy shit. And like it was just like, oh, I just got my head chopped off by a chainsaw. Restart. It didn't like do anything for me so
Alien
much.
Isolation is, you know, after Colonial Marines just tanked, we kind of needed a good Alien
We
game,
did. We really did.
and I think
And we need a
that
good Predator game. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Oh,
Want it.
oh, Josh.
What?
So that reminds me, the whole Alien Predator thing. You're
Yeah.
gonna want to start playing Smite coming up this next patch
What are you doing to
ooh,
me?
tease.
because Kali is getting a
that?
Predator skin.
Predator.
The player's the Predator.
Predator. You got the
It's called the like alien skin because they're doing like an alien theme for stuff. But her voice pack literally says Predator, and she has the dreads, and she's getting the mask
Why would you name it Alien and then make it look like the Predator?
because it's a broad term where if they say Predator,
Yeah.
they could get into copyright issues.
Well, what
So
was it?
Alien. Well, okay.
Wasn't the
I
Predator
guess.
in like one of the Call of Duty games lately or something like
Yeah,
that?
he
Yeah.
was. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I believe.
Like, I've never played that game or ever want
Haven't
to
played
play
two
that
either.
game. But
I just
I saw
saw
that and
Matt
went like,
Bully from the two
shit,
best
do I
friends
have
play it.
to? No, I'm not gonna do it.
No,
The
you're gonna
YouTube's
want
good
to
enough.
you're gonna want to play Smite and have her main with that skin. Yeah.
Okay, let me see what else is.
Yeah, for those in my chat, Kali is getting a Predator skin, just to let you know. It was on the patch notes.
That's crazy.
Very awesome.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Now they did
So-
have a big fat Nintendo Direct about Smash Bros on Wii U, and they've introduced a lot of other things, including 8-player Smash. I know that's crazy, but like this is Nintendo's first HD Smash Bros game, so they have a bigger resolution to work with. Since there are so many controller ports on the Wii using wireless and using the GameCube controller adapter, you can actually have 8 players. And they've even made custom maps that accommodate more people because they have a bigger resolution, so they can work with it. What else is going to be?
Sounds
in that?
hectic.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
adding,
that's-
Does sound
they're adding in a
Absolutely
bunch of
hectic.
other features that they couldn't put on the 3DS version. There's going to be tournaments. There's going to be like a Mario Party kind of Smash Brothers kind of mode, and it looks really cool. And they also announced that if you buy both the 3DS version and the Wii U version, in the spring of 2015, you can download Mewtwo as a DLC character. Which is pretty cool, because a lot of people kind of wanted Mewtwo back. And I don't really blame them. I think that Mewtwo is a great character. I kind of wish that we had him instead of Lucario, but whatever.
Josh, you're gonna want to click that link.
So you can get an Assassin's Creed Unity Phantom Blade replica if you really want to.
Why would you not want it?
Because it's expensive.
Eh.
LucasArts games are coming to GOG.
Interesting.
And they're like classic LucasArts. They're like they said Secret of Monkey Island Special Edition, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, TIE Fighter Special Edition, X-Wing Special Edition, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, and Sam and Max Hit the Road is what it says. So a lot of people have been wanting for a TIE Fighter X-Wing DLC, digital release, and I guess you're finally getting it, which is kind of good.
I remember that, like, back when it was, like, old computers. Like,
Yeah.
the first TIE Fighter. It is so, like, it was like the first flight sim I'd ever played. That's
Best
so far
ever.
back. That's like,
You know, that's why a lot of
Josh
people
was
wanted
in,
it
like,
back.
barely his double digits, guys. That's back there.
What else we got? Not seeing any other huge news. It's been I'm trying to think of anything else that's really important that happened that, you know, we all would dig.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I think that's enough gaming news. I can't really think. And, you know, Civilization Beyond Earth came out, you know. If you like
Well, we have.
Alpha Centauri. But I think, you know, the rest of the time we can hand off to Carthnell because he probably has some depressing Australian news to
Yeah,
give us.
we have 20 minutes of depressing
Well-
Australian news.
Oh, Dying Light got canceled on 360 and PS3, so it's only going to be next gen. Sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
well, something curious that actually happened while I was at work the other week. We had a flyby over the CBD of two old military, Hercules carrier jets, and everyone's just like, "What the fuck's going on?" Like they buzzed the office like windows were moving. That's how close they got,
Oh my
like
God.
to everything, and everyone's like, "What the hell is going on?" And it just turns out that our military was doing a ceremonial like flight because they're decommissioning those two planes, and they just didn't tell anybody. So just
Did they just
Why
over the
didn't they
city.
tell anyone?
You know, we're done with these
Yeah.
planes. Let's just ram them into an office building that doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
so
I
it's,
guess.
they fly
Oh my
right
God.
past, and everyone's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because it's like they turn through buildings, and we're like, "The fuck."
They should tell people about that.
We didn't find out for a week what the hell is going on, and like everyone's just like, "Oh, are we being invaded? Or like what's
Should we
going
be
invaded
on?"
by another country.
Yeah.
Who would
What
invade
matters?
Australia?
Did
They-
someone
What is
die
there
of
that people would
wildfire.
want?
I don't know, like 60% of the world's leftover resources, but whatever. I mean, that's not much.
Like, do you want our scary monster animals? You can have them. Take our kangaroos. They'll kick you in the face and
I was
steal
gonna
your
say, like,
jet.
I always
While
have,
tasting
like-
delicious.
I always have
Yes?
this visioning of people like from another country, like landing on Australia, like at the beaches, to like try and take it over, and it suddenly
Just
turns
stepping
into
on
like
jellyfish.
dead space. It turns into like dead space. Just shit starts coming out of the sand. Like
Well, I mean,
tentacles.
it starts with the jellyfish on the beach because we have these jellyfish called blue bottles. Have you heard of them?
Yes.
Blue bottles?
Yeah.
No.
They
bad.
tend to like beach and then bury themselves a little bit, so you only see like a little bit of them sticking out of the sand and whatnot. You step on them, they're extremely painful. Oh my god! Like your foot will hurt for a good 2 weeks.
A
Holy shit,
biological
these
He
things
does
are
this
painful.
landmines
every week,
for real.
folks.
Yes.
He tells us these
Yes.
horror stories.
There's
I
no
can
horror
just
stories.
envision
It's
people
just
coming up on the beach
Yeah.
of Australia, and there's just this line of kangaroos just on the beach, and then like someone
They'll
goes
have
up
a
and he's like,
assault
"Hi,
rifle that says, "Get
kangaroo."
the fuck off!"
No, I mean like, "Hey, kangaroo," and then the
No.
kangaroos like make like creepy
What?
the thing alien faces, like, and then
what
people
I
just
find
turn around.
hilarious is people come here, and
That's
especially,
what the
and I
kangaroos
find
do. They
it being the Asian tourists, they go to the beach and they're like, "Why are we getting so horribly sunburned?" And their sunscreen's like SPF 10, and we're just sitting there laughing at you guys because like we're just like, that is not enough. The sun even hates us because like unless you have like a base like what's it sunscreen like
We have an
SPF 40,
Australian in the chat.
it has to have like UVA-B and UVA protection. You're fucked. You're just gonna get burnt. And my office is full of backpackers, and like every weekend they're burning. Like, why are we burning? I'm like, it's probably the sunscreen, but like I applied it 4 times, and I'm like, this is the shit I use when I go outside every day. It's 30 plus. What are you using? They're like, oh, okay.
There are a bunch of Australians in the chat, Kat.
Yep.
Yes, you
Yeah.
understand. Tourists are funny.
on
I like
the
laughing
weird
at
side, okay, on the weird side of sunscreen, I use FPS 100.
FPS
There you go.
or SPF.
Whatever
Yeah.
it is, I use
You have
100.
FPS 100.
How many frames
Yeah.
per second is it again? How many frames per second?
I wish I had 100 FPS.
And that's the thing. If you're going to the beach or whatnot,
IRL.
here, that's what you're supposed to use.
I use
Because
100.
there is a hole in the ozone layer above us. So there's
Kat,
less
aren't you
protection
ginger,
from the
so you
radiations
burn
and
really
things.
easily?
I also have the same problem
Yeah.
she does. Like, it just burns
Yeah.
and immediately, no matter what
Yeah.
I do.
It's like here's the thing. It is highly suggested in summer here you wear sunscreen just on a regular basis. Even if you're just like walking outside to go to work or the shops, it's like 30
Yeah,
plus is the
yeah.
base. That's it.
Wear sunscreen because you want to protect yourself from the sun.
Exactly. And it's the worst here than any other country, mainly because of the hole in the ozone layer above us. This happened from the time when everyone's using like all the like the sprays and shit with the CFC gases. I don't know if any of you guys remember those. Like they weren't around in my childhood. They weren't gone by then.
Chlorofluorocarbons.
It's like the beginning. And what was happening is they were all just like tearing apart the ozone layer. So that's why we stopped using them.
Yeah, it's a hole in the ozone.
Although too late because it already fucked us a little bit. But no one seems to care about Australia. Jeez.
By the way, this is completely
Yeah.
random, off topic,
Bring it on.
out of left field. I feel like I need to have a 5 o'clock shadow.
Why?
'Cause you're the
Is
only
that because
one
everyone
that
here has
doesn't.
beards?
Yes.
That would be really weird, and it would
I'm
make
like-
me
It
feel
would be.
uncomfortable.
I've had no reason to shave.
That
the
feels
last 2
really. I don't
days,
want to
so-
see Kat with a 5 o'clock shower because that made me feel very uncomfortable.
You need to get one of those knit, like, dwarf beards.
I
you
know.
can put
Oh,
on.
one of those.
Just like a face warmer beard. There you go. From South Park, one of those things.
Someone was supposed to make me one of those. Who? I can't even think who.
I would if I knew how to do
Like-
it. I guess.
Like Cat in the Beard.
No good.
Who was?
Zone
It's like a band
It was
name.
someone from Smite Alt. I remember it was someone from Smite Alt, and now I can't even think who was supposed to knit me a beard.
supposed
I
to
don't know.
knit me a beard.
You're gonna have to
It's-
find out. So
See,
I
that
need
can
a
be
beard.
taken so many ways. Because, like, you can knit somebody a beard, just like, how many people with beards did they kill, cut from them, and they knit them all together for your face? It's Halloween. Leave me alone. All I've been playing is horror games.
So, another thing, Halloween. So, something that a couple of you guys, I might have mentioned it a long time ago, but it's completely different here in Australia. Like, you guys have a full out, people on the streets doing all sorts of stuff. That very rarely happens here. Like, if you lived in suburbia, it would only happen if, like,
That's
all the
because
parents
you shouldn't leave
had
your
gotten
house
together.
in Australia because there are real monsters out there.
Hey, that being my point. So, like, I live in a place it's more like apartment buildings where I live. It is Hornsby, and never happens. Like, when I used to live in suburbia, still never happens. So it's just like complete opposite, like, paradigm thing. People here, we talk about it a little bit. That's about it.
Where do you get the candy then?
The shop. There's no
Just
real
buy it?
special. Yeah, it's just like I'll just
Okay.
go buy some normal, everyday
Okay.
candy stuff. There's no real effort gone to it anymore unless you're having like a party for your friends or whatever. There's no real
That's
effort
interesting.
anymore.
It's not
Yeah.
really a cultural thing over there anymore. That's
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's an interesting shift that a lot of people are just like, why don't you guys ever celebrate this shit? We don't.
You're too
There you
badass
go.
for Halloween.
Yeah, exactly.
Badass
We don't need
problem.
to imagine these scary fucking monsters, but we can just look outside and there's the real ones.
You just see a bunch of eyes coming out from the dark forest.
But yeah, like, to be honest, you don't really get
Monsters.
a lot of the giant fucking spider stuff in the civilized areas. It just happens out like where when I was working at the mines, that's where you
like-
get it. It's the
I like
bushlands
the
and shit.
fact that you specified civilized areas.
Yes, civilized areas. They may be small, but they're there. But yeah, a lot of people just expect to find like all this like scary shit when they come here, and they don't. And then when they're full over it for a second, then they go out to the places where they actually are and don't expect them to be there, and then freak out. And that's when you start hearing these things like a couple of weeks ago, somebody got lost in the Queensland like jungle area, and for like a good week. They survived. They badassed their way out of that. It was kind of awesome. The massive search area that they were searching wasn't even accurate enough. She managed to pretty much walk her way out of there, surviving off like little river water and random animals that happened across her path. It was interesting.
Animals that she managed to kill other than the other way around.
Yes, exactly. Like, she came out, and it was something in like 14 days, she had lost like 40% of her body weight because it was just so hot and so just like excruciating, like to walk out of this area. Because like, I mean, first it's Australia, you don't expect it to be jungle area, but we do actually still have a lot of it. So it's fucking weird. It's crazy hot. It's fucking crazy.
Every single week you tell us how terrible it is living there, yet you smile.
I think it's more challenging than terrible, really.
By the way, David,
hardcore mode.
There is someone in the chat right now who is making fun of the fact that you do not sound Australian. You sound more American.
Do you want to know why? It's because I hang out with these people too much.
That's what I said.
It's because what?
Our fault. It's our fault.
It's all their fault.
Okay.
I spent the better part of like 3 years working in a pub that catered to Americans working in like Australia or wanting to come to this place because it reminds them of a place in like Las Vegas. It's ridiculous.
They like just sap the Australian out of you.
Pretty much.
They siphoned it out.
Yeah. And then
give us all of your good days.
That like I talk to you guys mostly. And then most people at the place I work now are British. Like, they're all backpackers from England for some reason. I don't spend that much time with other Aussies. It's really weird.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Just seemed to happen.
One of these days, you're going to come back and be like...
Give us all your good days, mate.
But here's the thing. Like, Aussies always come to me and go, are you American? And I'm just like, I'm not fucking American. Talking to you guys, you know I'm Australian. Because it's complete opposite.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't... Of all the Australian people I know, none of them talk with an accent. At least not as thick as one as a lot of the TV shows show.
Yeah.
Not like Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah, the TV show stuff is like if you went into like the Outback, like I mean like literally
like the guy in the Outback
maybe like
commercials.
Yeah, if there was like 100 people in that town, they're the guys that talk like that. It's not like that here.
Well, you're also Sydney, so I mean, you get a lot of tourism.
Exactly. I'm in the tourism capital. I'm in the main spot. Then you have Queensland, and then everywhere else because everywhere else sucks. But it's just what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next thing we know, he's gonna come on here with a Brooklyn accent.
See, that's actually like. I was going on about that Styx game that I was playing with the Goblin Rogue, and he's like, he walks around talking like this, like he's just fucking around with everybody, and like, it's the best voice ever. It's just like little gravelly Brooklyn accent, and that's why I want to do this. Like next Pathfinder or D&D game or whatever, I just want to do this because I'm going to mess with everybody, and it'll be great.
Cardinal,
to mention the accent. Okay, so a bogan is like...
Bogans?
It's hard to explain, but traditionally, they'll walk around with, like, no shirt, shorts, sandals with, like, socks on, and they're the guys that talk, like, how you going, mate? And it's, like, really fucking hammed up. They're the guys that sound like all that shit in your TV shows. They're also, we would consider...
Okay.
I don't know,
so, like,
it depends where you are.
California surfer dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but way
Like,
worse.
That's
way
what I'm
worse.
picturing with like that thick like
You know,
California
Beer can,
Yeah.
you
Oh, I'm
know,
a man's
chuck it on the
man.
ground, walk away.
Beer can.
Yeah. Walk out in front of traffic, just like, I don't fucking care. It's fine.
Okay.
Like,
I was
like we don't
very
have enough problems
confused
here.
because I was like, I don't think I've ever heard of a bogan. Like, what?
Yeah,
is
it's a very like Aussie term for, you know, something.
It's almost
Although-
racist, but not.
Exactly, because it's like our own people. It's weird.
It's like
The weirdest thing though is this. I work at a call center at the moment, like doing telefundraising, and a lot of the people I call are like, "Where are you calling from? You don't sound Australian." Like a little bit, but like, where are you calling from? I'm like, oh my god, seriously.
I just love that. Where you're like, you don't sound Australian. Where are you calling from? And he's like, I'm calling from a place that's not racist like you.
Oh my god, some of the
Why do
conversations
you think
I
that
get
all
into are just
Australians talk that
hilarious.
way, you racist?
I had one guy be like, I don't believe in banks or this like horrible civilization thing that we're in right now. And I'm like, okay, that's
Sounds like
absolutely
one of
wonderful.
those
Talk to you later
bogans, right?
sometime.
Yeah, it sounds
Yes.
like a bogan talk.
But in like,
We're
in like the
learning
straightest. But I imagine that, but like in the straightest voice possible, like no accent, just like I don't like, almost like psychopath calm. Like
don't
that
like
was the
banks.
conversation. Yes,
Interesting.
yes, that was my day, and I was just like, okay, I totally understand, mate. I'm right on board with you. I'll talk to you later another time. Hang up before he finds out where I live or something. I don't know.
Right?
Serial killers. They don't know what they do. But yeah,
Well-
so like, there hasn't really been that much crazy news going on here. Nothing really depressing has happened. But we're going into like the drought
No more
season.
beer
So
storms.
yeah, no more beer storms. But we're about to have like firestorms where bushland just goes up in flames and wipes out cities or
And
towns.
more
I
of
should
your
say.
freaking terror weather.
Yeah. Yes, but here's the thing: like our bushland cannot grow, repopulate, or spread until it is actually burnt. It's
Yeah.
a weird thing that it has. So it happens. We were just stupid enough to build there. That's all. But yeah, so expect that sort of news in the coming months. It's about to get worse. I mean, like we're in the part of summer where it's going really hot, rains for a couple of days, really fucking hot again, and a lot of people here are complaining. It's like, oh, like that I'm afraid it's like, oh no, it's like 20 degrees, and we're laughing at them because once it gets to heat waves, we're expecting like 40, 45 degree temperature. So,
Celsius,
if you guys
by
are
the
in
way.
Fahrenheit, yeah. So if you guys are in Fahrenheit, that's like, where's the internet right now?
What?
Behind you, there's a cat facing the window.
So like that's 113 degrees
If that's
Fahrenheit.
Hey.
If that helps.
What do you want?
Yeah. But yeah, so the only interesting thing was those planes. They only told us like this week what it was all about, and this plane thing happened a week ago, and everyone's just like, what the fuck happened? No one. It was weird. Everyone in the office was just like, oh my god, we're under attack, and I'm like, no, they look like owls. I'm pretty sure they're owls. I don't know why they're there. Can't think of any good reasons, but they're owls.
Yeah. Kitty.
But yes, I mean that's it. There's no
Hey.
depressing and or fun Australian news. Like it's pretty dead at the moment.
Hey. Hey.
It's pretty neutral, and that in itself could kind of be news because it's strange.
Kitty. Aww.
That one is much more willing than the
Could
one I was
I?
dealing with.
Yeah.
Kitty.
At least Josh's kitty will look at the camera and be
Yeah.
like, "What's going on?"
Hey.
No, I'm shy. No.
He's like, "No,
They can't
no.
see me. No,
Don't do it.
don't make me do
Don't
it.
do it.
Don't make me
He's
do it.
hiding. He's like hiding behind
Don't
Alan.
make me do it. Adorable.
Hey. Hey. Get down.
I will slit your throat.
Get out of my face. Hey. Hey.
He's just like, "I don't want it. No."
Aww.
And if I squeeze this toe, makes
Baby,
a noise.
meow.
No, he's fine. I just kicked him over.
So,
Nah,
yeah,
he's
that's-
okay.
That's it. Moving on.
Hey, you good boy?
No,
Okey
it's a
dokey.
cat,
Well,
not a
that
good
is pretty
boy.
much wrapping up our actual
Yeah.
3-hour show.
We have to hang out for another 2 minutes though because we said we'd go to one. That's it.
Well, we have outros.
We have
could do
outros.
proper
We have
outros. We haven't done a proper one of those in a long time.
I know. So,
But, not important.
Social
Well,
media stuff right down
I was
there.
gonna say, it's all down below. All
Yeah.
of our information right down
We
below.
don't have to do it anymore because it's all here on that lovely layout that Cat has
Right?
made. Yeah. It's
And I'm
there
going
the
to have to
entire
update
time.
thanks to you guys.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's awesome, right? Change is the spice of life. So, there you go.
It's
New
okay. I
time,
love you
layout,
guys.
be amazing.
I'll just say that I'll have a video out this week, and then I'll stream next week.
I have shit all to do today. I might stream later. So I'm not working. Yes. I say
We still
might.
We still need to pester Josh into streaming. He's playing all these games and he's not streaming any of
Just
them.
stream the game, man. It'll
I'd be
fun.
boring. I would be absolutely boring because I don't.
You don't
talk
have to say
Joker
anything.
stuff.
We just want to see
You could-
people stream, see you
Yeah.
play the game. You
could
don't
be
even
the
have to have a
silent gamer.
face cam. You don't have to talk. We just want to watch you play.
Just want to laugh at how much I suck. I know how it is.
You
Not like
could
me
cop out
either.
and stream with somebody else and play
There
games
is
with
that.
them.
There is
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Woo.
/chat plays.
that. I still say that's a thing.
I know, it should be.
/chat plays
Is-
mount your friends.
What?
I know that
plays
game.
friends.
I know that game.
Have you not
It's-
seen it?
You do know that
Oh,
game, right?
Now I know what you mean.
With the
But it's
stick
like-
figures
I
with the
mean,
really long
this
dongs.
is- This is getting really weird, guys.
We should totally play Mount Your Friends.
Yeah, I'll just say.
And your focal
Like, I'll
point is
just
a
say
sheep.
what Pat said when he
Yeah.
played it. I feel objectified.
Oh no.
But
We'll figure something.
as for what I'll be streaming, well, I have to go to work as soon as I'm done here. So I shall see you
Smite.
guys over on
Smite.
Smite Alternative. Literally, as soon as this stream ends, I will be picking up over there. So
There we go.
I will be going from one stream to another stream in literally no time at all. So
Mhm.
And if I do start streaming, it'll probably be Mad Pack. You'll just see me die over and over and
Over.
over again. Yeah, that or
See-
DayZ. I've started playing that. I'm still horrible at it. You can watch me fail at that if you want to.
It's Daisy.
Yeah. The mod, not the standalone.
So Josh, there's already people in the chat that says they will watch you stream if you stream.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Now you have to do it.
On top of
Son.
us.
Yes.
Wait a minute. We going from out your friends. Now this is on top of it. What? Oh, we'll see.
Well,
I call the top.
Why would we expect anything less?
Oh man. So many directions I can go with that. I'm just gonna choose the nod. I'm gonna choose the nod.
I already made the
There's
joke.
no
I don't need
way
to
out.
do it again. Oh no.
All right.
Anyway,
On that note of things, that
It's
was our show
101.
today.
yeah. Difficulty closing that one up. It's
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
happens.
That was pretty good, actually.
This
Yeah.
will be split into 2 parts. For
That was a big fat
we
nice
went
one.
over time a long
Yeah,
ways. Long
that's
ways.
so. Okie dokie, guys. Okie dokie, chat. I shall see you guys later. Have a good
See ya.
night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Next week probably.
Probably.
We will
50-50.
figure out. We will figure out the times in which we will
And
be
we will
streaming.
report them to you. Don't
And
worry.
we will say on Twitter what time it will be. So.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have a good night.